Campfire just now did indeed win $2,000. So that is some quick cash there, because the games were also, well, the first game was kind of quick. Because the second maybe a little bit. Was it the other way around?
It was the other way around.
Other way around. I am just still basking in the light of the campfire here that was here earlier with the marshmallows. By the way, if you missed anything at all, and I don't just mean games, I also mean red buttons, then you can go look at DreamLeague on YouTube, and you can find all the coverage and all the content there. Make sure you check that out. Also, for behind-the-scene footage. Coverage as well, I guess. You can go get yourself Snapchat and follow DreamLeague under the same tag. Hey, guess what? What do you think our Twitter handle is?
DreamLeague?
DreamLeague! Yay! You can follow that one too. We are in the draft of game number 2 and 1. Game number 1 in the meantime of series number 2. Team at Finem on the Dire side with Virtus.Pro on the Radiant side with a Bounty Hunter first ban. I guess that's the most notable change that we see here coming out.
You know what's going to blow your guys' mind? They're going to pick a Zeus this game. And I'll tell you why.
Who's they?
Who's they?
You'll find out. Okay. I'll tell you why after they pick it.
Because G on the Zeus had 16 kills, 16 and something.
Come on, dude. Jeez.
Was that your? I was
trying to sound smart for once and reveal my.
You could have said it.
Yeah, I was waiting for that cool moment where I got to.
Having a Steno game doesn't necessarily mean they're just going to pick the hero again.
They'll pick it.
Okay.
You'll see.
All right. I hope you're right, actually, because I like watching Zeus. This is fun.
Especially in G's hands.
You just zap people.
We got some unique stuff.
I'm trying to see the screen, but I have to like lean super far over because there's a massive amount of table glare.
You'd like to lean with it, rock with it, dude. Yeah. Okay, so first pick Doom. That's actually cray-cray.
It's a really good answer to an Ench, though. That's what we saw in the second game of the first series, is you pretty much follow the Enchantress around, you just eat the creeps as she comes to lane, and then she's like, oh, well, now I just have to go back to jungle to find something else. So it's a really good way of shutting down what an Enchantress can do in the early game, and it's also a greedy pick that kind of forces the Ench into a position where you really want to be active. You don't want the Doom to just free farm and be like, oh, well, I'm just sitting here and getting nothing.
Yeah.
So it's a really good counter pick, in my opinion. And they also take Invoker, who's a fantastic hero just in general. So now they already have like this kind of mid-late gamey kind of cores where you can still kind of control tempo. And plus now VP are thinking, oh, well, now we have to deal with this Doom who's going to be able to just farm and stop our Ench from ganking. And now we have to figure out if we want to pressure or if we just want to go greedy ourselves.
Yeah, she's a pretty good Doom target as well, right? I mean,
she can be.
She takes off untouchable. She can't really right-click without her
ultimate.
Well,
it takes off untouchable if you have eggs.
Oh, right. That changed. I did forget about that. So, well, yeah. Do they buy eggs much more, or is it
not
very
so much?
Dependent?
The pace of the game is so quick that oftentimes you just see like the drums into Vlad's, and then they just try to either push around the Doom, take your Roche, play around that, and then just keep applying pressure.
Yep.
I would say if the game goes like 50 minutes, we could see eggs. But if it ends at like 20 or 30, which is the average, I think, at the DreamLeague so far, probably not going to see eggs.
If we get a 50-minute game, that's going to be crazy. We haven't seen anything like that.
But the other thing, too, is actually changed the way that Doom works. So it used to be that Doom would gain duration every level, and then the Aghanims would make it even longer, but now it's just 15 seconds without eggs and 16 seconds with eggs.
Yeah.
So most of the time when you're dooming a target, you're not necessarily saying you want that to kill, but you're saying you want that hero to not do anything for 15 seconds, because it's basically just turning it into a 4v5. So you put it on a hero like Invoker, which we saw happen in the last series, and then he's just like, well, I'm all spell-based, so now I just get to sit here and watch my team die, which isn't great. So that's like the reason why Aghanims also is not seen so much anymore.
Yeah.
Is because you're really only doing it for the disable. The damage is okay, and as the game goes on, you can actually solo kill, which is ridiculous, but yeah, it's still a very strong opener here.
So in regards to bans, just to keep you up to date there, we have on the side of Virtus.Pro, they banned out bears. They have an Ursa bear and a lone druid bear.
No bears allowed.
And at Finem is afraid of ghosts, so they ban out Death Prophet so far. And they are thinking about their second ban here in the second ban phase, and therefore also what to pick up in the first and the second pick phase.
Yeah, the lone druid ban makes sense. It's already hard enough to try to pressure what Ad Finem have opened with. So having another core that can easily go to off lane, and you already, like, you haven't picked your other support in your safe lane yet, so maybe you could play around it a bit, but it's just, it puts so much pressure on VP if they let that hero through. You pretty much have to win the game very early, or at least dominate your lanes.
Yeah, have to have basically Enchantress around there all the time. You want to be able to free up Enchantress to roam around, and so that she doesn't have to come out to help lanes, rather go out to kill people.
Yeah.
We could see something like a Wraith King. We saw it the other day. I'm not entirely sold on if it's like super good, but when you're playing against a Doom, you kind of have to pick at least one of your 2 cores that doesn't really care if he has Doom cast on him. And Wraith King is just one of those cores that functions that way. You could also go for, you know, some kind of siege. Maybe they go for a Drow lineup.
The Drow just got banned right before they picked
Oh,
Elite,
okay,
so
they did ban it.
they did ban it, and they picked up the Sven instantly.
Okay, yeah, but no, Drow would have been nice if they could have gotten it.
Yeah, they're thinking a lot, about it in the same lines as you are, so
Yeah.
Wraith King definitely still there.
So we're gonna start to see people that are gonna combo with that Chronosphere now, because back in the day,
Yeah, probably.
you know, Void goes in, he Chronos, he kills things. Nowadays, it's more like it's a zoning thing for somebody else to deal a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So
It could be, you know, Gyro safe lane is a pretty safe bet most of the
OD
time.
is still in the pool. Is that surprising?
Yeah, OD mid could definitely be a thing. And I actually, yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a go-to for sure.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
he just does so much damage on his own. He doesn't even really need that many items. You get some int. You know, you hit a few times, you Sanity's Eclipse, and you just deal ridiculous amounts of DPS.
he's good against Invoker, correct?
Yeah, he's very good against
Yeah.
Invoker. Extra Invoker too, because you can just like 2-hit the spirits at a very low level. Yeah. What a hero. Now Rubik is actually quite good here. Why are you laughing?
What's
man?
happening?
Rubik.
You don't like the hero?
Oh God, that's an insta loss.
Insta loss?
That's
Really?
An insta loss, dude.
That's
I'm not sure
That's
about the amount
harsh.
of spells he can steal.
What's he gonna
though.
steal, dude? Is he gonna steal Chronosphere and then kill his teammates? No. Is he gonna steal OD's ultimate? No.
I think it's more along the lines of they needed some kind of really quick disable for counter initiation against heroes like Void. So you don't have like a Hex or anything. I suppose I could have picked Lion. Like,
Real
Lion,
quick way to lose, dude.
Lion would have been alright.
Rubik.
Maybe they want the Gravekeeper's cloak.
Dude, the
How about
most
that?
next level thing you can do actually is because there's only 2 spells you can take from OD.
Yeah.
You can either take Astral or you can take Sanity's Eclipse. So you're getting one of those 2 spells. If you are not inside a sphere, you can banish your own team,
Whoa.
which is pretty much just like, you know, free save.
Yeah.
Right? Negates the entire duration of the ulti. And I suppose, other than that, you can steal Enchant, which is still kind of useful. Like, Rubik with Creeps is just like a better version of Chen during the early game, right?
True. True.
But that one's like probably not going to happen.
Yeah. No.
But during the
absolutely
early
not.
game, he's not level 6 yet either, so he
Yeah.
can't run around with the creep there. Unfortunately for him.
I love Rubik pickers. They're so arrogant. You know. The hero.
Are they?
Yeah.
What?
Absolutely.
How many Rubik pickers have you actually talked to?
Arrogant, dude.
What if I told you that I picked Rubik?
Like, that would make sense to me.
Okay, I'm
They
just
always
making
have
sure.
to imagine, like, oh, I'm sure the enemy team won't cover their big ultimates. I'll be able to steal them.
Hey, in my MMR, that works.
Yeah.
Easy.
Arrogance. Rubik
Alright.
pickers over here.
I'm just happy to see something a bit different. Because
Yeah.
I was expecting more along the lines of a Lion. I wasn't expecting a Rubik necessarily, but... I mean, this is another hero that you can steal from.
Yeah.
Lina has great spells to
Yeah.
steal. That's basically only good spells.
Well, you see how
As you can
scared
see.
they are. I mean, you pick a Rubik and then you're going to pick a Lina afterwards. They seem very concerned about that Rubik pick.
I
Well,
think they're
they're-
more like focusing about their own
Oh,
style
like
rather
Drasko
than...
was saying before.
Yeah, they're doing what he says. You
Let's
know?
just do what we do, you know? We're going to do us.
Just be
and
yourself.
Be
We're going to be
yourself.
ourselves and everything's going to work out
Yeah.
great.
Lightstrike Array after the Astral Imprisont's pretty strong as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice setup. If you have like the Lina and Smoke together and you gank mid, it's so hard to get away from that. Like if you get imprisoned, you're pretty much dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a super strong gank.
At Finem, remove Gyrocopter from the pool. As we're still
Whoa,
looking for the last
whoa.
carry for Virtus.Pro, of course, there's
Yeah,
still
makes sense.
a few in there, but no more Gyrocopter. Which carry would you like to see there?
Clinks is still available, right?
Yep.
But we saw Clinks the other day against Sven and it wasn't super good. They're gonna go some like Clowny Marana or something, I bet.
You think?
Beastmaster
I think
is
it's
the
just one of
last
those
man.
games where they just want to be like, let's pick Marana.
Yeah, could be. I mean,
I
there's
would-
a ton of setups for a Marana here. So
They really are.
And then they would just roll over the early game.
Yeah,
They're
their
gonna
lanes
be
would be
like-
quite strong. The offlane Doom, maybe not super punished.
Okay,
Kind of just depends.
Silencer. So that the
carry silencer for VP.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that actually. I could
So
see
that
carry
silencer takes intellect away so that OD does more damage.
there we go.
Some next level
Genius.
strats.
That's
Nice
pretty
little
good.
strat. I wish I came up with that myself. I didn't.
All right, Bat Rider pick out here. What's
other
the Bat
one-
Rider for?
The other one is like Bat's just really good initiation. Like
Yeah.
they have very limited catch, with the heroes that they have right now. And I think it was Mag who was talking about it the other day when we interviewed him. You want a hero who's going to transition into Blink before Sven has to buy his own Blink, because he wants to farm like 2 core items first and then go back for the dagger, but they need that hero that's going to be able to actually get Blink right away, give him a target to hit.
Yeah.
That's like the most important thing. So
that's his biggest problem.
Yeah, he needs help being on target.
Yeah, he needs damage, but then you're lacking a way to get to your target. So, yeah, Bat Rider certainly solves that. And the Viper.
The Snake, man.
Oh, that's a good pick. I
The
like that a lot.
Snake.
Winning lanes, maybe losing games. The story of Viper.
That is actually the story of Viper.
Okay, well. Is it going to be a story of this Viper?
No, they have a Rubik, for God's sakes.
I actually think the draft is quite even, but I feel like Finem have to play... They have to out-execute VP in order to win the game. So with that being said, I think that VP will take this game.
Yeah, I don't have to ask.
Okay.
As soon as the Rubik was picked, the game was over.
You're such a flamer, dude.
I'm not a flamer, dude.
Why
it's
you gotta
a horrible
hate?
hero.
Why you gotta hate?
Because he's a thief.
All right, we'll 1v1 after this. I'll play Rubik. You can play whatever you want.
Well, don't
How's
you
that?
1v1 threaten me, bro.
1v1 Rubik,
Oh
let's
my
go.
God.
1v1 me, bro. I got a Roche. Tangos only, no iron branches. It's
Tangos
on.
only.
Tangos only.
There's only like 1 tree to eat there.
I'll pick Viper. You can have Rubik.
Okay, let's find out if Virtus.Pro is indeed going to take the first game of the series. It is time for game 1 of Finem versus Virtus.Pro with Odie Pixel and Pycat.
Prepare for battle.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the casting panel. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm going to be joined by Pycat here for the final and second series of the day. We're going to... What was that? Did you just go...
This is good.
Oh, I thought
No, it's good.
I just heard a...
Alright,
here we are anyway. We got Finem versus VP. And talking about the picks, Viper last pick for VP, you're a bit of a fan of that one this game. You think that's a good hero this time around?
Yeah, I mean, it's good against Sven. It's good against the Bat Rider in the lane. And it's just one of those tanky heroes. I mean, I think, yeah, they're going to run it mid, the Viper, so it's going to be Odie safe lane. So the Bat Rider is going to have a really hard time on that lane, which frees up the Enchantress to go help the Void. So on the top lane, it's going to be Sven and Rubik fighting against this Enchantress Void. They have the Doom who can eat the Enchantress's creep, so that's probably what they're going to do, just wait until Enchantress comes with the creep and then try to eat that creep. So I think they should be okay if the Doom actually holds his Devour and eats the creep from Enchantress, but I mean, Enchantress will eventually come back and he won't always have it ready, so I think the Bat Rider, he's going to have a bit of a hard time on the offlane, but he might go into the jungle because they don't actually have anyone eating that much of the jungle. The Doom, he takes a little bit, but he's kind of slow in the jungle, so the Bat Rider should be able to go there if necessary.
Alright, we'll see in fact the side of Finem getting himself both bounty runes there. Skylight just taking it straight away from underneath the nose of G.
Yeah, that's
Nice start.
quite peculiar, to be honest. Like, they have the Obsidian Destroyer and they have the Lina. At least one of them should be at the rune, and either you're just ready to stun on the rune, or the Odie actually Astros the Bat Rider, and then they stun, and I'm sure they could have killed him. So I think they just expected Bat Rider not to do anything, and then he just walks in and takes the rune.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, this Bat Rider against the Lina Odie kind of lane combination, this is going to be a tough lane for Skylight, you feel?
Yeah, I think so. Once they get level maybe 2 or I don't even know 3. Right now he's doing quite a good job at he's just sticking them up, so it's kind of hard for them. The turn rate becomes so slow. So he's just running around trying to get levels. He wants to get level 2. Obviously it's going to be pretty easy because he got the bounty rune. But he's doing a good job so far.
Yeah, Yoki needs to be careful. Okay, he's got 5 stacks on him. Once the level 2 comes out, I guess it's still hard to try and make something happen because of the Lina.
Yeah, the thing is this Bat Rider, he can't ever really do anything unless they do this. Now it could actually be quite scary for... I would have gone for the OD there for sure. He had 6 stacks on it.
Yeah, you could have put a 7
stacks without stun. I'm pretty sure you could have killed the OD right there. So, kind of strange play actually from that Bat Rider.
Hey, he could have got that, couldn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he could have got it, because the thing is, you can't ever go on them because they have the Astral, but then he just wasted, and then... oh well.
Oh well.
What are you gonna do?
Maybe next time, and
what are you gonna do about it, eh?
Absolutely. I tried to follow through on that one. But and anyway, this top lane, we talked about the bottom lane situation. This top lane, so FNG on the Void. I mean, you're a Void, you're gonna have a great time on the off lane, whatever happens. And I mean, is Sven and Rubik, is that enough to shut down the Void? I guess you got a big catch. You have got potential to kill him, or is it unlikely that you're gonna have the damage to take him down?
It's very unlikely that the Void actually dies to that lane. I mean, I don't think he should. He has the time walk, so he shouldn't really go down that low. He gets a 4-man shield. I think he has a fair fire. Then he should be fine. He should be getting quite a lot of levels and some farm. it's not super easy last hitting against the Sven, and the Rubik's can be there with the Fade Wall to lower your damage, but he should be having a pretty decent time there.
It's mid lane positioning from Aloha. Darts coming in for a rotation. They'll start to get a bit of a slowdown on Invoker. Great light strike array. G just mans up, goes for the right clicks, will take the kill. No matter of cold snaps and Forge Spirits will be enough to find anything in return. Aloha Dance could be in trouble though. Yeah, I've got Skylight coming through. Nice light strike array. He'll continue to run. The stacks of sticky napalm will start to build, but again, another stun. This arcane rune. Yes, that's enough. Skylight's out of there. A great room for the Lina to have, allowed him to get in position, set up something mid, and also ensure that he gets out safely. So nice play there.
Yeah, I don't know. He missed the first sticky, the Bedrouter. I don't know if that would have made a difference. Potentially could have, because the Lina didn't actually have his third skill, and the Bedrouter had boots. But yeah, he gets in, and really nice execution on that first blood. You saw the Lina actually stunned from the fog, and they have one creep tanking the tower, so they don't actually have to tank it right away. And they managed to take down the Invoker.
I mean, talking about the bat situation, are we getting close to the point where he has got to go jungle? I mean, just looking at the lane CS, you have 17 to 16. This OD's denied everything. There's nothing for the bat down here.
Yeah, he's just keeping the lane static, and now he knows that, because of how strong this OD is, if he goes down there now, he takes one stun, he dies. So he just realizes that he can't go back to that lane, and that's pretty much, I think it's the right choice. So you can just go jungle with the Bat Rider.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, of course, the issue going to be here that this OD is going to have total free farm. I mean, at what point could see at the moment on the top lane? BetFNG going to time walking aggressively. And Ara will pop the war cry. And indeed, this just combination of Enchant and Void trying to do what they can to slow down Sven's farm. It's still looking alright for him though, 18 for 3. He's finding the CS in the mid lane matchup. Invoker, Viper, 16 for 8, 15 for 7. Pretty static. I mean, can this be expected between these two in the mid lane?
Yeah, I think this lane is somewhat of a wash. I think eventually if Invoker gets some levels, I mean, if he gets up to level, I don't know, 8, when he gets double Force Spirits, then the lane can get tricky for the Viper, but he should have a buckler by then, and maybe a Bessie ring or whatever, so he should have some armor, so I think that lane is just gonna be a wash pretty much. But I think the way the game is shaping up right now, VP are kind of ahead, because the Void, he's sitting still in his lane. The Lina is getting good farm from his, he can pull a bit of creeps, and he got the first blood there. Yep,
and now looking for a second kill here as they rotate in onto Thug. I'll get off the slow, but Skylar's going to be there to back up the Invoker, and looks like VP, they can't continue to dive him. I mean, I'm looking at this game, one of the things that I'm, for the sake of Adfin, I'm worried about is this OD. I mean, if Yoku gets ahead at the start, I guess they do have ways of blowing up the OD, but surely an OD with this amount of farm is going to be quite scary.
Yeah, I mean, OD with farm is always scary. They do have really good ways of dealing with the OD though. Even when he gets the BKB, they have both the Lasso and the Doom, so he has to be a bit scared, and we have some stacks here on the for the Bat Rider, so he is gonna get a relatively early Blink Dagger, I would say around the 10-minute mark, maybe a bit before that. But yeah, of course, playing against OD with a lot of farm is always scary, and they can take down Roche really fast, thanks to that OD and the Void protecting the Roche pit.
Yeah, I mean, with regards to, as you mentioned, all the things that the OD's going to have to deal with as the game goes on, I mean, what kind of item build do you feel that we're going to see Yoku go for? Is he going to differentiate at all from the norm, or is it just going to be standard stuff?
I think probably just the standard stuff. I'm expecting something like drums, blink. He should be going for, I think either he has to go BKB or Linken's relatively early. I think BKB is the favorite one still. Even though they have Doom and Bat Rider, it means they're forced to use one of those. Potentially they can catch one of those heroes out with the Chronosphere, and then he doesn't have to care that much about it. So yeah, BKB should be coming up later for the OD, but otherwise just, I mean, OD gets a lot of damage items, even Moonshard early on, or Shivas, whatever.
Yeah, I guess in terms of when the Chrono does come online as well, VP, they can throw so much into it. There is definitely follow-up. Maybe not so much in huge AoE other than the Sanity's Eclipse, but in terms of just catching out, key heroes and taking them down, it's certainly going to be a pretty easy setup for them if they can get the good Chronos out.
Yeah, definitely. And when they siege towers, they're just going to have OD sitting in the back. Viper sieges the tower. If they go on the Viper, OD can Astral him if he's quick. If the Bat Rider doesn't have a Force Staff, then he can just Astral the Viper, who should have a mech by then. So first thing, that Viper should be pretty difficult. And then they also have to worry about the Void jumping in. When they go in on that Viper, if they overcommit, the Void jumps in, catches them, and then they turn around the fight. So sieging for VP should be quite convenient, having this Viper OD. But if this game goes late, I think Finem has a good chance.
Yeah.
Because of the position for Doom.
Yeah, I guess absolutely. Yeah, can certainly scale up in the late game, and yeah, just having the Sven Invoker combo as well. If they've got the control, they're going to be able to cut through some of these squishier heroes on VP for sure. Skylark 1700 towards that blink, so he is going to have good timing on it. En route for about a 9 or so minute blink, if he can get himself a few more of the camps. But 1-0 at this point, 7.5 minutes in. I mean, do you feel that there's anyone that's clearly happy with the start of this game?
I don't think. I think both teams are quite content. The game is quite open right now. I wouldn't really say that anyone has a advantage worth mentioning at this point. I mean, the one thing is, I guess, if anything, the Invoker has died once, but
yeah,
I don't really think it matters that much. The net worth difference is not that large. He's pulling ahead a little bit on the CS charts, but he's not opting to go mech right away, which has been the preferred build from many mid players. I think Miracle is the one who started doing it, where you basically just rush the mech, even with brown boots or no boots.
We'll see mid lane lower dance, setting something up with the Invis rune. They get the Viper Strike for as well. And this man, Quas Exalt, no escape for him. They'll get themselves the pick off, and again, a fortunate rune spawn there, allowing Lower Dance to make these rotations and to punish this Invoker, which is certainly going to send him back, as I believe he was still working on the gold there for the Midas recipe. And yeah, indeed he is. So this is going to slow down the Invoker down, for sure.
Yeah, this hurts a little bit. Dying a second time, it's kind of rough. Now you can see he's 1k ahead on that Viper. The Invoker, unfortunately, he doesn't have his Midas, and he has these 2 deaths, so his Midas time is going to be pretty slow. He's quite under-leveled. And that's also, you see, he has gone for the Extort Quast build fully. Yeah. He's committing to the Forge Spirits, which means you don't have that Invis in case of gank. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just struggling life here for Thug. The Thug life is not a great one at the moment. The stacks are starting to be created though for Finem, so we can expect to see the Sven stay on top of that board unless Yoku starts to find some kills. As Yoku sitting pretty much neck and neck in terms of CS. That's your Blink Dagger now done for the back. We'll see what kind of rotations he can make and kind of pick off. So we've got a group up from VP on the mid lane as they're ready to go. Void's getting a lot of space on the top as well, so still things looking good for FNG. And they'll try and make their way down this lane, see what they can do to this tier 1. And Thug's coming through. And they do have some heroes positioned on the high ground here at Finem, and a TP in from the back. So
yeah, it should be to the tier 2. They smoke up. They have Doom level 6, so they should be going in on this. Yeah, we see them running in here. Yeah.
Stormhammer onto Lower Dance. They'll drop the Doom onto G. G's going to be able to walk this one off, but it will mean they'll get the space for the Lina kill. Now, FNG comes back in with a 3-man chrono. I mean, it's not really any follow-up there. It was, I mean, it was a nice 3-man, but...
Both offlaners kind of wasting their ultimates.
Yeah.
The Bedrouter jumped in on the Lina, who was... Yeah, she was pretty much dead already. She was stunned by the Sven, and there was not really any need to use that lasso, I think. And then Void jumps in and wastes this corner, so, you know...
It's like, hey,
just
I can use my ult too. Yeah.
This is quite good, actually, for Finem, this Rubik being able to steal Astro. It's a very nice spell to have against this lineup, against the Chronosphere. If they Chrono one hero, you know, potentially the Sven, he can just Astro that guy and...
Oh. Well, I can see coming around here, VP.
And it's also one of those spells that you're almost always gonna steal from the OD, who only has 2 spells. So either you steal the ult and you can drain all the mana, or you steal the Astral.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Finem, they did get the space to clear up, you know, the large amount of that ancient stack. So Sven still sitting at the top. Rubik's getting a bit of space towards the bottom, and does have that level 6 ready. But at the moment, VP certainly seeming to be the ones to group up more heavily and go for these pushes. Top lane FNG. Training hits here with Spartan. Doing a good job of it as well. Will time walk back. Just playing it safe at this point. And now they look to try and take a tier 1. Just about 500 gold away for the mech on G. Just short of that recipe. And they will find this tower with this push by the looks of it. So VP at the moment having the superior control on the map after taking 2 towers away from Finem. But things aren't looking too shabby in terms of the farm game, and Sven certainly en route to be an imminent threat. And of course, it's all going to be down really to, I guess, Skylark and Spartan on catching those key heroes out in the fights. I mean, Do you imagine we'll see a lot more smokes from Finem and this bat looking for constant action? And well, bat, he's going to find action whether he likes it or not. Hit. We'll be able to firefly away, but a lot of focus on the bat this game.
Yeah, I do think this game is going to come down to the Batrider and the Doom a lot. Which targets they can actually find in these fights. Because the Sven is going to have a pretty rough time dealing damage to this lineup. They have a Void who can lock him down. Even though he has BKB, they have Viper ult against him. They can Astral one target that he goes on.
Oh, FNG. That's, I mean, you're talking about the Doom targets, and that's a good one. Getting the Void before he can get out is Chrono. Where's your time walk now? No chance. Oh, there's a deny. Nice deny from G. Very nice indeed. And that's gonna leave the fight looking like it is just the death of FNG that was denied now. VP moving in for more, looking for Spartan. He's got the Scorched Earth regen now. The war cry as well coming from the Sven. He's going to try and walk this off, but VP looking to be in a hot pursuit. You've got on the sidelines Joku eyeing up the two of them. And he goes for the Astral on the Invoker, but he can't really hang around to look for that kill. Rubik's there as well to back him up, so a little bit of a mess between both sides, but it is VP keeping it clean. They get the deny, and they don't lose anything else whilst being on the dire side of the map.
Yeah, there's a lot of poking right now. I mean, both teams, they're kind of just running away. They're trading some spells and then running away. It was a nice war cry there from the Sven, saving the Doom. He was most likely dead without that. And also, of course, a nice deny by G on the Void. And you saw also he dooms up the Void, but then he gets Astral, so that takes away a lot of the time on that Doom.
That was a bit of a mess.
So had they had the mech, I mean, he could potentially have lived there, but I think it was a wise choice anyways to deny that Void. It doesn't really matter that much at this point, and he responds. He didn't waste his Chrono, so has it now. And VP looking to take some towers, and Finem will probably trade with the bottom tower. But this is though, however, if Finem gets the bottom tower and then can transition later on into taking that mid tower, it frees up the Roche for them. They're gonna have the positional advantage. So I would say that this trade favors Finem at this point.
I mean, how soon do you think we can expect to see them go for Roshan? I mean, are they always going to be doing it against a Chronosphere? I guess that's the hard bit about it. Do you feel that they need to try and find a pick-off with the bat before they attempt Rosh?
It depends on the position of VP, right? Where they are on the map. You can see most likely what they're going to do if they want to go Roche is that they push out the top lane with potentially the Batrider or the Sven. Sven, of course, has to be a bit more careful, but the Batrider could go up there. He could push the Roche. Yeah, okay, they're going to go just right away. They're trading the tier 2 for the Roche. It's the trade of Dota that has happened so many times before. And yeah, they're just going to take this opportunity to give up a tier 2 top. They traded for Roche, and they're going to try to get some towers with this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're VP, if you're the side of VP and you see this happen, you're well aware that they're
right now. They're gonna go head into mid, and I think that if they can get this kill on the Doombringer, they might transition this into a push on the mid. Doom though, nice read.
That's
Pops
fine.
score third.
Yeah, he's playing it cool. Skylark on the high ground. He does have that lasso if he wants to jump in, but the full VP are there. There's a Chronosphere as well, and indeed Spartan is going to be the one taken down straight away. Moving in for more. FNG gets held back by the telekinesis. Nice steal from maybe next time. Grabs the time warp, gets himself out of there. There will just be the Doom going down. But of course, Finem do get themselves that Roche kill and the Aegis, so not the best to lose the Doom, but I guess they're still happy with the fact that they got the space for that Roshan.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that they don't really want to fight right now. They had the chance there. The Void, I mean, the Doombringer, he was Astral. He had Scorched Earth running, and they could have chosen to fight with that Aegis that they just picked up, but the Sven's ult was cooldown, and they just feel like they don't have the damage to deal with Virtus.Pro's lineup right now, and they also feel like they don't really have to, because VP is gonna have, it's not gonna be super easy for them to break base. There's some wave clear from Finem. They have the Rubik, Invoker, and Batrider, you know, so they can kind of stall the push and just keep farming with the Midas on Invoker, the fourth core and Doombringer, and just stall out the game.
FNG love to find a Chrono here, but he's not going to get the chance. Straight in, Lasso, Doom as well. No chance for the Void. A lot of hate given to him, but I guess you do not want that guy to have the chance to get any of his spells off.
Yeah, and you saw the ward there on by the Roche pit. This one is the one catching out that Void. So Void, he was standing there trying to break the smoke, and he wanted to jump, but they reacted first because they knew that the Void was already there. So good ward from them.
Really nice
and
reaction.
Potentially you could say that because they just killed Roche, maybe FNG should expect that they have vision around that area. So potentially he should have taken a different position, been more careful. They did use one sentry there, so he might have expected him not to have any ward because, yeah, this sentry. So
I think what's nice about this game as well, I think over the last couple of days we've seen a lot of messy matches, but this game, 17 minutes in, just 3 for 2. I mean, both teams, they're playing it pretty smartly. We're not seeing a lot of mess-ups, which seems to have been a kind of a recurring occurrence in some of these CIS games.
Yeah, it's a very strategic game right now. Both teams are just kind of moving around the map, seeing where they can fight an opening, and no one is really willing to take one that is not, that they feel is not, you know, favorable or easy to get. They kind of don't want to risk anything because they feel like one misstep could mean a lot. So both teams just playing it safe and not risking anything, just farming for now. I do think that this is favoring at Finem though.
Okay. Yeah, the fact that, I mean, this Sven, yeah, is really getting a far ahead. 2k between him and the Viper. FNG, eyeing up the Rubik. Does he pop the chrono for this one? Looks like he doesn't want to commit for that.
He doesn't really want to chrono the Rubik.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be okay with doing it, you know, just get one kill, but at the same time, they have the Aegis. If he does use the chrono, then AF might go for one tower, and that might not be worth it. So Rod of Atos is going to be picked up by the OD. This makes him quite a lot tankier, and I actually like this pickup, probably rather than the Blink, which I mentioned earlier. Because this way he can kind of just tank a lot of those spells. Hopefully with the mech he can survive through, you know, what they have. He has 1.5k on intreads, so pretty much around 1.7 with mech, and then 1.8 around, something like that with the strength treads. So he should be able to tank through a lot of those spells. Maybe we'll see a 4-staff from the Lina or perhaps the Enchantress, so they can help him out if he's in trouble, stunned by the Sven or something.
And talking about the Sven, Blink now done hit, so we can see the Sven to get himself in really nice positions in these fights and jumping on some of these heroes. I mean, maybe even the OG just getting that initial control to allow the team to follow through.
Yeah, this Blink Dagger kind of, to me, it says that they want to fight with this Aegis. Yeah. I don't know how much longer they have it. It's not more than 1 or possibly 2 minutes, I think. So they're most likely looking for a fight, but AF are gonna be gone on here on the bottom lane. Goker goes down.
And lower down, Smite loses his life in return. Now he's gonna be able to heal himself up for a bit, but the Forge Spirits, they do finish him off.
But another deny. What?
Oh, you get the? Oh my goodness, he did. Denies all around it for VP. There's a Doom on FNG, no one to deny him. But as you said, yeah, nice deny.
I'm just curious
from the edge.
What spell did he have on him? I'm really confused because the Doom was not on him.
Wait.
It was on the Void right now, right?
What spell did he have on him? What? Are we being stupid or is that...
No, I think what happened is that he enchanted one of the creeps. He enchanted the Forge Spirit as
that
it
was attacking him. Oh, that's brilliant.
Then you get the deny.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yep.
The Forge Spirit, yeah, taking it over as that hit was flying through the air.
Right.
That is brilliant. There we go. That Banjuan, he can't believe his eyes.
Yeah. He knows what's up.
That's some next level stuff. I mean, he next leveled us. We were like,
what's all?
I mean, you're on top of it, Pycat. You were quick. You were like, okay. You thought about it logically and you were right, yeah. Damn. That's some good shit.
Next level place.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, 2 denies. That's, you know, this game for the side of VP. It all adds up, especially in a game when the kills really aren't that frequent. If you're denying kills like that, it really is slowing down AF's progression. Anything they're not slowing down, though, is this Sven.
Yeah, we actually have 2 denies this game on the VP's lineup, so... Yeah, they know how to deny them heroes.
I certainly do. This is, I mean, 4-3, 21 minutes in, this is...
I like this Blink Dagger pick up on the Invoker before the Eggs. He can split push, yeah, because they have the Rod of Atos, sure, on the OD, but he can blink out of that. They have the Chrono, but when you see a Void, usually you have the time to blink before he uses the Chrono because of the cast point on the Chrono.
Yes.
So he should be able to get away, and he should be able to split push with this Blink Dagger. So this is a good pickup for the Invoker.
I they want to set something up here, Finem.
Yeah, it looks like they want to fight here.
So the pings are coming out. See if he can find the jump. VP. Playing it safe themselves. Grouping up. FNG's got that chrono. Finem though themselves, they've got all the ults available. Finem looks like they've decided this isn't the position to fight in, and Invoker's already TP'd out. They're backing up themselves, and wise decision here from Finem. Is there any need for them to fight?
I don't think so necessarily. I'm just a bit curious though about, I think the Sven TP top, so he is not going to be able to get back into this fight, so it means it's going to be a free tier 2 for Virtus.Pro. The question is if they're going to force high ground because they know that the Sven's TP is on cooldown. It's a bit risky, obviously, against the Batrider, but maybe they feel confident. We'll see.
And the Invoker as well teamed out, so it's both of them.
They're most likely
sure,
gonna back off and try to defend their
seconds.
tier 2. And we see the Invoker there. He blinks out, gets the tower. Void. Most likely not gonna catch up to that Invoker. So good trade still for AF, even though they lose their tier 2 for tier 1. Now they actually do have this. The next Roche, it's most likely gonna go to AF. If they just play the positional game well. This Doom, however, he's very, very under farm.
Oh yeah, I mean he's sharing the same amount of farm as a Rubik.
Yeah.
Position 5. This
is not really where you want to be as a Doom. I mean, even though he's a position 4, you'd expect a bit more farm.
Oh, the wraparound from a lower dance bursting down the Batrider. Now Spartan trying to go for some action here. They'll finally cancel off the TP onto lower dance. They will take him down in return.
Yeah,
it's support for an offlaner.
Yeah, but you see they're about even on the net worth, so it doesn't really matter that much that it's a support for an offlaner at this point. I mean,
no, that's true. Yeah.
Halting the Batrider's farm, yeah, maybe a bit more useful still than the Lina, so perhaps a slight favor for VP, but when they have a similar net worth, it's not that big of a deal.
FNG, I mean, he's been poised, ready to try and get a good chrono for a fair bit. He really wants to try and start something off here. Yoku's got his Blink Dagger on the way out. So you're going to have the OD in a good way to get himself in position if FNG does decide to jump in. But still, both teams being very careful about the fights that they take.
I think this is a good pickup still for the Doom, seeing as how poor he actually is. This Vlads actually does quite a lot for his team. He also has the Wolf, the crit Wolf. So he's going to be giving his team a lot more damage. The percentage on that Sven as well as the Invoker. They're gonna have a lot of damage, physical damage.
Let's see.
I'm curious if VP are somewhat scared of this Sven. He's quite... Never this.
This little creep doing the D-warding and says, "No, you're working for me now."
Yeah, this is a level 17 Sven with PKP.
Sven's having a
Blink.
great time.
Yeah, that's why he's
24 minutes in. I mean, I guess the thing is they do have ways to deal with BKB's Sven.
Yeah, they do.
That's the thing, they can still kite him.
For sure.
Jumping in, looking for the Rubik. Oh, he astrals himself. But it looks like, oh, okay. He's a gamer, but he's still dead.
He's a dead gamer.
He is a dead gamer now. Oh, he's face palmed the floor there as well. Lovely death animation.
Yeah, they trade a tier 2 for tier 2. They get a Rubik.
Well, they might get a kill up here. Now the defensive astral. Now, Madara, how much can he do on his own? He says, "I'm out of it." He's done with this world.
Yeah, he sees that the Void is not TPing yet. You know, you can see who's TPing in, so he just TPs out.
Oh, look at this Doom on G. It's doing so much damage. Cap. Anyway, here's the Chrono. FNG gets 3 of them now, and G just turns around. He says, "You do me. You what?" He doesn't care. They just turn around and take themselves a free kill onto the bat off the back
of that.
You what, mate? You what? And now, oh! If only that man had got a time for a Bastion. A 7-4. I mean, at this point, VP obviously finding the kills in these trades, but you're still looking at the board and saying this Sven is going to be a huge issue. I mean, we saw the top, he was forced to TP back. He was still lacking in a bit of the damage situation.
Yeah, but this is good for VP. They just, I mean, one does not simply doom a Viper, you know? That's just how the story goes. Also,
I mean, that's what the Viper has to say about the Doom.
The Sven, he used his BKB earlier and his ult, so VP are feeling confident right now that they can just push for high ground. Then this might even just be one set of Rex. The Lesto is down, the Doom is down, he's also dead. They know that Sven spells and his BKB is on cooldown, so I think this is just gonna be a free Rex.
Well, MNT's trying to play it. He will time walk himself back. Dilation onto Skylight. Thug setting something up with a 3-man tornado. Now with the Deafening Blast as well. Madara tries to go through with the chop. They Laguna Blade onto Skylight. They'll take down the Batrider. They do get the stun onto FNG, but FNG being defensively astraled here by Yoku. Gonna be alright for the time being. Nofear just cleaning up. He's found himself a double kill. Now the Sven's being forced to run back. Now the Rod of Atos coming through as well here. Madara taking a lot of punches here from Nofear. Forced right back. There's a buyback from MNT. We'll see if Finem can try and get themselves back into the fight. And they have lost half of the racks mid. And it is just going to be that. But still, it just really seems this Sven just has such a hard time getting the kills in these fights. And well, the fight may not be over, Thug.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see how they're kiting that Sven. Yeah. I think he didn't deal more than 500 damage in that fight with his ult. And I mean, you look at his net worth, look how farmed he is, but still he can't do anything. They have the Void, the Chrono. They didn't even have to use it at that point. They just Astral the target he was going on. Then the Viper starts attacking him. They throw some Enches, spears on him, and he kind of has to back off. And when his BKB is down, he's just he can't do anything.
I mean, they're smoking up it, but still, God's Strength and BKB on cooldown for about 20 seconds. So this fight's gonna be a hard one because where does the damage come from? I guess the Invoker's
They have the
combo.
Lesser now, so they're gonna look to Lesser 1 hero.
See if they can get quick pick up. But FNG has got a Chronosphere available. They've got to be careful about grouping up at Finem. The mech's going to be popped. Astral onto a lower dance, keep him alive for the time being. But the Sun tries to follow through, looking to burst him. But no fear, stands by his side. Shares the damage. There'll be a Doom drop onto Yoku now. FNG with a 3-man credit, but Middle he's got the God Strength. BKB back off, and then with the Doom onto Yoku, they'll finally kill off the OD. They'll get themselves a second as well. It's a double kill for the Sven. Now they move into the pit. Triple kill. This fight turning the tide of the game absolutely massively here in favor of the side of Finem. And I guess that's the thing. They may have the kite potential now. They may find even more. Tornado to cancel FNG's TP. Trapped in the trees. Whoa! Time walks that Laguna just like a boss. And well, he's going to be chased down. There's 4 of them closing in. He's got time walk again. Let's see how broken Void is. It's just broken enough. Good stuff. FNG's out.
Very nice escape there. And also, look how much time he actually wasted. I don't even know if AF are gonna get the Roche in time now before the other heroes respawn. In that fight, though, you saw the Doom. He managed to get the Doom off from the OD. OD couldn't Astral any of his targets and save them. And then also the Sven. You saw in that fight, I think Enchantress had an illusion. And he just started attacking the illusion because he knows he can't attack the Enchantress because of the passive. So, nice play from the Sven there, managing to get a triple kill. And they do end up getting the Roche.
Well, they might even get FNG. Oh, FNG's been a slippery bugger.
Yeah, that Void. It's not fun trying to kill that hero.
I mean, once he's got a blink, he's not really got a lot of excuses to die. Now smoke up. No Chrono.
Oh, when the OD actually breaks the smoke with that last right click.
Well, let's see if they can find anything. Fighting into Aegis. Spartan. He's going to be spotted out. Jumping from FNG, looks like Spartan. Yeah, there's no hope for this man. A Doom kill will be confirmed. He has got buyback and he's going to use it. They really want to try and hold on to the remainder of that Rax in the mid lane. Make sure the VP can't continue to get ahead of them. Because, I mean, after that last Roche fight, yeah, this Sven, he's really stepping up. What's he going for in terms of, where's the money gone?
He has a Moon Shard. He used the Moon
Shard. Okay. Okay.
I'd be curious about this. I'm not so sure that that's the right choice. I would have liked to seen him perhaps switch out the Dominator for another item that could have done more. Maybe even keep the Moon Shard and just put the Dominator on the ground because you don't really need it that much when you have the Aegis. You know, you're gonna go in and you're gonna fight with your ult. Maybe you will go in, you jump in, you use your stun, you tank some spells, and then next time you just pop your BKB and your ult and you start swinging. You can even have the courier linger with the Dominator, but it doesn't really do that much. And spending 4k gold on a Moon Shard that you use, so all you got was actually 60 attack speed is... Well, we'll see how it plays out.
Lower dance, very close to having that Aghanims done. The choice for G here, he's working towards his Butterfly Eagle Song in the bank.
Yeah, Butterfly. Yeah, could be a really nice choice.
Another one no one's building an
E-Blade
MKB,
could potentially be a good item because then they have 2 ways of saving allies.
Yeah, I guess.
It's I think Butterfly is the much more standard and straight up option, and it also does give them a way easier way of dealing with, you know, the base push. So I'm expecting him to go for a Butterfly,
but theoretically E-Blade, yeah, could work out.
Could work.
It could work.
Doug? For all those people out there who like the unorthodox item builds.
We'll see if G's gonna put a CTY on us here. That would be a bit of fun. Elsewhere, builds seem to be the norm here, Thug. He's just working on his Aghanims, 1400 to go. Now, FNG's, he's not really managed to get that much farther on top of the Blink Dagger, but I imagine he will look for that Aghanims. And well, bottom lane, Skylark jumps in, does catch out G. Now G, bit of a tanky brute. Doom will be dropped as well. They really want to kill this man, and well, with the help of the Invoker, looks like they'll have a good shot this time of doing so. And they will find that G Viper this time. It works out.
Yeah, I mean, still, look how scary that Viper actually is. He turns on the Invoker and starts right-clicking him, and he brings him to nearly half health, while being doomed, lassoed. And very fortunate haste rune, I suppose, on the Batrider there. That was the reason the Viper actually ended up dying, because you saw the Odie was moving towards the Viper, but he saw the haste rune and decided against it when there was an ice wall and the Doom commit. So
I just want to know fair. Yeah, let's go down untouchable and well, I don't mess about BKB pot. Where's your passive now? Quick one there for the side.
Yeah, I want to see AF turn this into taking the tier 1 tower. I think the Sven could have potentially even... We'll see if they get it, but he could have just gone straight for the tier 1
just
tower.
tanked it up, yeah. I mean, what do you think the Sven's going to go for next? Obviously went for that Moonshard straight with the influx of gold. Is it going to be AC, or are we going to leave that for the Doom to get later on in the game? Do they need to have it now, or,
Could be
is it straight damage?
Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, the AC does give some damage.
Yeah.
It also is good against the Viper, but they do have that OD, they do have the Lina, the Enchantress, so it doesn't block that much damage. So potentially just going Daedalus and just trying to deal as much damage as possible. He might go for another item. I'm not so sure, but yeah, Daedalus is just a good choice. MKB might also be the choice if he wants to be able to attack that Viper, or Daedalus if he just wants to cleave off of other heroes. We'll see.
Well, BKB is now finished for Yoku on his OD, so he'll have a better chance at being able to get the silences of it. It feels like in lots of the fights he just hasn't really managed to find the positioning to get a lot of punches out and steal that intel and pop the ult off. A lot of times being focused down by heroes like the Doom and the Batrider. And maybe next time, the 1600 towards his blink. He would like to have that for the next next fight.
Yeah, and you can see if they're quite happy that they're dire right now. They're happy with that. They're gonna have access to that Roche as soon as it spawns. They're gonna be able to take that down really fast. Maybe even without the God Strength if they see that VP is not around. They just went away, and it's a very late Roche spawn.
And what did Matter spend his gold on?
He's at 2.4. He's going for MKB. Yeah, he could buy the full MKB right now if he wanted to, but
do you think
maybe
he's
saving buyback.
Yeah.
I think it looks like he's actually sending the Cur out right now. He's gonna get that MKB, and I'm expecting them to smoke up relatively soon after getting that MKB. They might even do it before they show it off to the enemy. That's one play. They know that the Viper has the Talisman of Evasion, so might catch VP by surprise.
Yeah, it's a really good time for him to pick this up.
Sven has a lot of damage right now.
But as you said, no buyback there, of course, because of this purchase. But I guess if he gets at least, 1-2 kills, he could be well on the way to having the money for the buyback anyway.
Yeah, and also if their lanes are somewhat pushed out, I expect the fight to be happening on the bottom lane. So it's going to be kind of difficult for VP to get to that top lane that is already pushed in. So it might be hard for VP to get anything of value out of it, even if they win the fight.
That's quite a tense game indeed. Just 11-9, 20 kills in a 34-minute matchup. It's quite a different story to the action we've been seeing on the DreamLeague. And on top lane, got Batrider trying to move into position across the skylight. Can he find a catch here? Firefly, it's going to run off shortly. He's still moving in. He's got another blink. Just the vision onto Aloha Dance. He's going to continue to chase. Aloha Dance will just turn around though, and whoa, that's what he thinks about the bat.
Jim down.
Yeah, and Spartan looking for a Doom, but now he's going to get chronoed. Focus there with a Deafening Blast across, but Oki just pops the BKB, gets out the right clicks, will be doomed up. Now Madara, he wants to go in here, he's looking for the opening for a Stormhammer, drops it onto Aloha Dance now. They'll just move forward, take the quick kill, the easy kill. Lina's going to go down. Yoku backing himself off out of this one. It's a 1-for-2. VP certainly coming out of this fight favorably at the moment. FNG gets himself down to low ground, but blink forward. They've got the telekinesis into Sunstrike Thugs there as well. The damage is more than done. At the same time, they will find the kill onto Enchantress. And now
looks like the Rubik might go down here.
He's hiding.
Doesn't see him.
In the trees. Oh.
What a player.
Oh, he hates us as him. That's all he can do.
Some interesting choices here. I'm a bit curious about the Void hesitating there on the Chronosphere on the Invoker. I think he could have gotten it when he saw that Invoker. He was gonna go in and pick up the gem. He knew what the Invoker was doing, so he probably could have gotten the Chronosphere off on that Invoker, which could have netted them a kill. And then also the Sven deciding to go for the Lina rather than the doomed up Odie who can't blink away, who can't Astral. The BKB is already down, so.
Interesting. I guess, yeah.
Potentially could have gotten more out of that fight, but maybe he just decided, yeah, you know, I see the Void right here. It's a free kill.
Oh, look at that. 1% of Vipers going for the Butterfly first. I mean, can you see why G would have done that this game rather than the BKB that's way more standard?
Yeah,
on
because
a Viper?
he doesn't really care that much if they go on him. Kind of, I mean, you know, it's even okay. Like, if he goes BKB, he can't get astrals by the OD. So the OD can actually save him if he doesn't have a BKB, whereas if he does, then, you know, can't do much. He gets more damage. He was thinking he would have it before the Sven has an MKB as well, you know, so he would deal a lot more physical damage and sieging base and whatnot, so I agree with this choice here from G.
Oh,
Wow.
I mean, I guess you give it an attempt. It's advantage your chrono off, and AF no, they want to fight, they want to see what they can get. BKB, God Strength, 1-2, are the Astral, buy some time for the edge, but they also catch out G on the sidelines. G is going to take down nice Tornado across the middle of the fight, onto 3, Deafening Blast as well. Goodbye G, goodbye Enchantress, and Matter moving in for more. This man manning the hell up. 3 dead on the side of VP, you might as well surely make that 4. It's a triple kill for the Sven, and I mean, well, that chrono initiation ended up in a bit of a nightmare for VP. They certainly went for the attempt on a potential kind of counter Roche play, but a little bit too risky, and it did not pay off.
Yeah, and I'm quite surprised here by FNG. I mean, I can understand that the smoke broke. He jumped into the Roche pit, and the smoke broke, and his first reaction is just to chrono. It's one of those scenarios where a lot of the time, if you hesitate, he can get lifts or he can get doomed or anything. So he just goes for the play right away because he sees the smoke break, so he just thinks they're in the Roche pit. But good positioning from the Rubik. And yeah, he wasted the chrono. And from there on, the fight is gonna be very difficult for VP. And you can see the Sven, he's now almost doubling the net worth. I mean, Sven has the same net worth as OD and Viper together now. So this is a bit of a tough spot for VP.
I mean, if VP...
And Roche should be up by now as well.
It's going to be very impressive. I mean,
soon.
You talked earlier about how if this goes late, AF's draft it's going to be in a great place. And when you consider how far ahead this Sven is, I mean, they got to be laughing at this point.
Yeah, that Sven is huge.
Yeah. Oh man, this is really taking a downhill turn for VP incredibly quickly. FNG jumping in. Ping's coming out from his mate. Yeah, don't use the chrono this time, son. They will find Roche here.
Fortunate spawn time for the Roche here for VP. We're gonna see if they can actually get this. I don't know. I think the Doom, the Doom knows that they're there.
Oh man, if they lose this fight, this could be. Oh no, here we go. Madara comes in on the sidelines. That's going to be a void done. There's no chrono available. They do get the Viper strike out to Sven. Kind of put a grip with the lasso onto G. Double kill for Sven. The control is there from Finem. At the same time, EMP finishes off on the sidelines. Doom onto no fear. It's an absolute mess. This Sven is finding so much in these fights. We saw him struggle earlier. The kite was just too much from VP, but now AF they're playing great as a team. They're finding the control onto the right heroes. They're dropping the Dooms, getting the lassos, allowing the Sven to just run around the fight freely.
Yeah,
I mean, they're playing it really nicely up there.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that Sven, look at his damage in that fight. He deals 3.6k damage with just, I mean, what is it, 3, 4, 5 hits, and VP Zeros, they just can't do anything against that Sven at this point.
Sven's had a great get.
And the issue is, this Sven alone, he could be kited. But the thing is, they get their spells off. That Void, he's gone before he can use any spells. And they also have a nice cast with the Sven, so that they have this Batraider that VP have to worry about. So it's just not the Sven that they have to deal with. He could get kited on his own, but with the team composition they have, they're actually able to support the Sven so that he can use his spells. And
it's a chrono, but it's just onto one hero. They do lose Spartan, but the rest of the team of AF are ready to move in. Yoku, BKB's not going to save him out against this physical and pure damage from the Sunstrike. Aloha Dance gone as well. They're trying to fight back VP. They get the time dilation on Skylark. He will get taken down here, so they have lost 2. The buybacks are coming out and they're paying off. They'll take down the Sven as well. This is a lot of money going to the way of VP, and now let's see if they can find something else. They've got the Astral to set up the kill onto the Rubik. So they do end up taking 4 down. It's a triple kill for the Viper. They still hold on to half the racks on the top lane. Sorry, the full set of racks, in fact, on the top lane. A huge gold swing. I mean, you're talking over 6,000 gold and about 9,000 XP. I mean, that fight, it's got to be the biggest gold swing and XP swing we've seen in the whole of DreamLeague. That was massive for VP.
Yeah, the Sven didn't actually manage to kill off that OD before his BKB wears off. And you saw what happened. Right when his BKB is off, that hero, he can't do anything. He has 3.3k HP, but it doesn't matter. Because they use ATOS, they slow him down with the Enchantress, with the Viper. The Enchantress can deal a lot of damage to him. I mean, he had the Satanic, but he couldn't even hit once because he just gets kited. So without the BKB, that Sven is not much more than a very tanky melee creep.
Oh, this is a bit of an issue. I mean, on the plus side for
the question is, yeah,
they did at least get 2 racks, so they're still in a good position, but
it might be too late. You also saw after that fight, the Invoker was sitting at 9k gold. He just straight up buys an Octarine Core, still has 4k gold left in the bank, and he has the Aegis.
And it is still a very, very heavy net worth lead and XP lead, of course, for the side of Finem. VP, they're looking to make something happen it. Maybe just go for the quick kill on the Rubik. 1, 2, give it a few, and that should be enough to do it. It'll turn around, get the return Viper Strike. It will, of course, go down. Skylark, get the lasso off it. Doom will be dropped onto Yoku. Skylark falling low. FNG time walks in now. The Chrono's a spot, and he also catches Nugget. Triple kill for G. 2 heroes down now on the side of Finem without buyback. Matter is forced to run. They get the time dilation onto Thug, being slowed down a hell of a lot. Looking for the body blocks, allowing G to move in with the right click, but now Thug turns around. Cold snap onto the void, earns as well. Matter moves in. Oh, the stun! Now the God Strength cleaving the hell through these teams. He does get the Enchantress. He's looking for FNG as well. FNG will blink away. They lose the edge. G comes back in, trying to man-fight, but Matter pops the Satanic. Tornado flies in under the Viper's wings. They take him down as well. They do hold out Finem. And it's a good job they did as well, because at the start of that fight, losing 2 heroes with no buyback available, they needed that. And now they're in a position to push. And that's Yoku gone for 70 seconds.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit worried there for Finem at one point when the Sven, he just jumped in and he didn't get any kills. But then they managed to turn it around with some nice... They baited the fight a bit with the Rubik and the Invoker. So VP ended up in a bit of an awkward position, and this Sven was able to deal a lot of damage. The ice was hitting the Viper.
5 out from G. This could be it for VP. They need to pull something out of the bag. Lina behind back as well. There's no Chrono at the moment for FNG. How long it's still 28 seconds until it's back up. We'll see what Finem do here. They know that they themselves need to play safely. But this is, VP. They showed a glimmer of hope there, but it seems to have been shot down just as quick as it arose for the side of VP and Finem. They're ready to fight again. God Strength. No BKB for 25 seconds though, so maybe we'll see him wait on Thug. He may be thinking about going in straight away. Time dilation will catch on the Evoker. Matter now jumping in as well, but the Chrono holding in position. But G, oh, he went into there. He's stuck in the Chrono stick. He get the BKB off in time. Now gets the Vibe Strike out to Matter. Can they take down the Sven? Yes, they can. Dead for 100 seconds. Does have buyback here. The VP hold on, and with the Sven gone, AF can't really afford to try and look for anything at this moment in time, and they'll surely wait on. We'll see if VP can get themselves into a position to force out the buyback from the Sven. There's an Aghanims now on FNG, so the Chronos are going to be coming more frequently. Top lane, the Racks, they're going to force out a fortification. But oh man, this game at this point, with plays like this, I don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, you can really see that their lineup is... It is a very good lineup for dealing with a Sven. But I feel like right now, AF... The rest of the heroes, they're not really supporting the Sven that they did previously and the way that they should. I want to see the Badwater be the one who jumps in, gets one hero, they drag him out. They force VP to move outside the base so that Doom can doom one target. Once they're moving out towards AF, Doom goes in, he dooms one important key target, and then take the fight from there, because that's where AF want to fight. When VP are running at them, then they can turn, and they can... Because usually in Dota, the best way of fighting is when you know what the enemy is gonna do. That's the easiest way to fight, because it's so easy to predict their move. If you grab a guy, you know that they're gonna try to save him. So that's when you go with your rest of your heroes. And that's kind of how they have to fight with this Sven, because if the Sven is the one jumping in, VP have a lot of ways of dealing with him.
And if VP can do this, it's going to be quite something. We saw that on the chart, it went down to about a 25k lead for the side of AF, and now it's starting to turn quite sharply after that big mess up on the top lane, and now VP making sure that it doesn't slip back down away from them. I mean, I guess at this point you're looking at how all the heroes cap out. I mean, Sven, pretty much, I mean, at this point he's done, isn't there? Is there anything he can really change with this build? He's got upgraded bots. He's at his maximum. He is at his final form, surely. Anything you can change? Do you get rid of the blink maybe eventually, or do you need that?
I think the blink you definitely need. The one thing that you can actually switch is the Satanic, because you see in every fight, yeah, Satanic is nice to have. Yeah, you can get some HP back, and sure, it helped him win that man fight to some extent against the Viper. But this Sven, at this point, he is his ult and his BKB. That's what the hero is. And usually, when you're jumping in, you're at full health with those two things, with the BKB and the ult and the blink.
Yeah.
So the Satanic, there's not really too much need for that Satanic. I would say potentially could go for something like a refresher or another damage item instead of that Satanic. Maybe he puts it in base. If they just want to siege, it could be good because then he can just get his HP back. If, you know, he just walks up and starts hitting the base. But for a fighting build, I would say that replacing the Satanic with potentially another item is... it could be the way to go.
Let's see indeed what the players from the guys, because you have Finem moving around. Yeah, as a group, they're on Radiant's side of the map. I mean, what kind of timing are we looking on Roshan? Is it still a bit of time before Roche is back? We're going to see shortly how long that is. So, I mean, do you feel that Finem should kind of hold on for the Aegis, or are they good to still try and poke at VP? Or should they play it safe?
I don't think that Finem have to do anything. They can just wait. They can just farm. I mean, I even feel like, I was thinking about this way earlier, and I really feel like this Doom, at some point in this game, he should have bought a Midas. You can see that he's bought him at the net worth chart at 48 minutes. He's only at 7k gold, and like these Midases on supports that you buy late, and especially when you're ahead, they can help you so much, because if the game ends up like this in some sort of stalemate, then you can just farm so much faster.
Yeah, as you say, as you said, if the Doom had a few items, this game, it could be over.
Yeah, it could be, and I feel like AF don't really have to do much. I'm a bit curious about the BKB purchase on the Invoker. I would have rather seen something along the lines of maybe Shivas or Refresher, because there's not really that much to BKB. The Laguna goes through BKB, the Chrono goes through BKB. Yeah, he can dodge the Rod of Atos and some of the Void spells, but I mean, it might be just for the time dilation alone that he buys it.
Still. Alright, now we might see some action. There's a smoke from VP. Moving out the base, pings onto Spartan. I know he's here. Smoke's coming up as well. Spartan initially, straight away. Blinking out. Yoku trying to chase, looking for the Rod of Atos, and he will get the touch onto Spartan. Can he close the gap enough for an Astral? No, with the Flame Break as well, pushing him back. It's not going to be the case. And MNT's got that Astral ready for the next fight, which, as we've seen earlier, can really come in handy.
And he actually has an axe, so he can steal a Viper ult, which is the only spell that Viper has, so it's a very easy steal, very convenient to have. He can potentially get the Laguna or the Chronosphere, which would also be really nice. But yeah, you see how easy it is for AF to play this game at this point. They can just have heroes wait around the base, and you saw the Doom. They have some vision around the base, the Doom just stays there in some trees, and as soon as he sees a hero, he just blinks out, because he just knows he broke a smoke, and it's so hard for VP to make plays from this point, because they constantly have to push out the lanes. And they don't really have any summons to deal with these waves. Like AF, they could have sent Forge Spirits or just pushed them fast, but they don't really have that much wave clear. So they have to actually commit heroes to pushing out those lanes. So if VP are not pushing out the lanes, AF know, okay, well, they're trying to smoke gank, or you know, they're trying to do something. So we just position ourselves in a way that they can't really do anything.
See pings coming out. They really do want to try and catch someone out here. VP. But Roshan up in just under a minute. Scarlet is going to be on to scout it out. It's maximum respawn, so I have no, if they're keeping the track of the time, that it will indeed be back up very shortly. And that could be what they need to just make the final push happen. But VP, as we've seen, have been able to hold them off in the past. And they themselves, they are managing to start to, get a little bit more farm on their cores, but it's still quite a fair bit behind that Sven, as expected, as Sven has had quite a miraculous game. And looking at the Sven hasn't died yet still this game, has he?
Sven, he has died.
He has died.
He did die. Yeah, I think it's once or maybe twice. Yeah, twice.
Oh, it's twice then, yeah.
So, yeah, he gave up some big streak before when they were pushing that base on the top lane. And then he died once more. Yeah, I can imagine. It's the lowest
ever
net worth ever.
Damn.
In 2,383 games.
Huh.
The heroes never had under 10,000 at that point. Yeah.
Well, I guess he's the 2,384th best Doom in competitive. It's not bad.
I mean, if you rate players by the net worth, then yes. But
yes.
I mean, he still has had, with the net worth he has done a lot. Yeah, he actually, I mean, he played a big part of this game and why they're doing well. He had some really clutch Doom, some important targets, so I'd say in that way he's done his job. The one thing is, I feel like he should have more farm. We saw that one buyback from him earlier that did halt his farm even more, but Doom has Devour, and I feel like he should be able to have more at this point. But
He might as well
you
have
know.
skilled stats instead, yeah. I mean, at this point, 26, 22, 52 minutes in, one of the longer games we've had here at DreamLeague. Now with the Aegis under the arms of.
I think this is
Finem.
definitely the longest game I've seen us here so far. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely this week. I mean, yeah, it's quite a difference. We've had like a whole day.
Was it
that's been
12
this
minutes, 15 minutes, something like that?
Yeah.
Games and very short. And this is also this is the first one of the few games where there's not double CIS teams. I saw London Conspiracy play the first day, but
Yeah,
after
of
that
course,
it's only
it's
been
happening
Russian
the Greeks, isn't it? Yeah.
CIS teams. So
Greece versus
curious,
Russia.
yeah, curious if the next game will be equally long. And yeah, we see here the refresher, and I'm curious if he
talks about.
replaced the Satanic. He has it in the inventory in the base, and maybe he will just switch. He might just
I mean,
refresh after he uses BKB.
Yeah.
He might just put it on the courier. This is something that can be somewhat difficult to do in a fight, but it could just be that he dies. He
And
uses
just
the
buys
refresher
back
and just
and
TPs out
refreshes.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's one way of doing it.
Yeah. Oh no,
But yeah,
he's
they are
got a
buying a
second
second
courier.
courier. Yeah. So he's gonna try to do it in the fight, and this is a bit of a tricky maneuver as well, especially if you're getting hit by spells and
Could be
whatnot.
game winning though. And
Could
well,
be potentially.
a very late Shadow Blade picked up. I guess this is something that at this point of the game could just really catch the enemy off guard because they might not expect this.
Yeah, I really like this. I mean, it's very hard for them. They have one gem on the Faceless Void, but they don't have this. They have no idea that the Shadow Blade is coming. And if they can actually get a pick off with that Shadow Blade, just one hero, kill one hero, you know, potentially one core, it's definitely worth it at this point of the game.
I see indeed how Keen and Finem are going to be looking for a fight. They certainly seem to be kitted up for it. They do have that Aegis, of course. And well, bottom lane. In fact, it's Thug getting caught out. What's the BKB? They get the lasso onto Yoku. Thug just turning around, getting his combo off. They're holding in place with the Sun Strike. They bring him low now. Almost bring him down. They will. They do lose the bat for it. And straight away, Yoku buys back here on the on the OD top lane though. It's getting packed in here by Madara with the God Strength, the BKB. They have been mega creep VP. They've got to find something big off the back of this. They will get the Doom kill. Viper Strike onto Yoku. And the spell stolen from MNT, and now Madara refreshing up. He's ready for round two. He is ready for round two, and we'll see how if they want to jump straight back in. And they are lacking two heroes.
I mean, they have mega creeps at this point, and you can see this is just strategic Dota coming out of AF. They go down on the bottom lane with the Invoker. He gets Astral. The Bat Rider's down there with him. They kill the OD. They bait heroes down there. 3 heroes went down there. And so the Void.
Oh, that blink from OD. Yoku dodging a Madara. God Strength for BKB trying to fight here. But the Laguna Blade's already hit him here. He's now going to get Viper Strike. Hold back, held in position. Now G turns around. There'll be the Astral onto the Sven. Waiting for that God Strength to run out. He will get the blink away though.
And that was the Rubik's Astral.
That was the Rubik's Astral. That was a good job as well, because I was going to say, wouldn't have got out, but now the Chrono. FNG onto 2, moving forward, Light Strike, Sanity's drop, they'll get the Sven, they'll get the Rubik as well, HVP holding on to the fight. Now, blinking from Yoku, onto Thug, but Thug with the Ghost Walk will start to move out, now the buyback from Sven. VP have got to be careful, 10 seconds they'll have the Ench back up. You can see the buyback status, no buyback for the OD.
I really don't see the need for this move from the Sven. I mean, maybe they want to end it right away, but there's not really any need for him to buy back there. I think if you want to be really safe, you just wait, because it's not like VP are going to do anything. They're against Mega Creeps, and if the Sven should go down, then that's the one chance that VP have of pushing. So now they actually have one window of opportunity if the Sven should die. But so back to that fight that just happened, where on the bottom lane, they forced the OD to go down there and defend. He gets initiated on by the Bat Rider. They take out the OD, and while they do this, they force 2 heroes down there, which is the Enchantress and the Lina. Meanwhile, on top lane, the Void, he Chronos, I think it was the Sven and someone else, and the Viper, he tries to deal some damage, but without the other heroes, they just don't have enough damage. And so, the Void, he wastes his Chrono, and what ends up happening is the Sven just takes out the Rex with BKB and God Strength.
And dealing with Mega Creeps, we see obviously they've got the Maelstrom on the Lina. Are they got an alright lineup for dealing with being megged? Oh, I guess that's the way of doing it.
I mean, having a lineup that deals with megas it's always kind of difficult. The later it goes into the game, obviously, the easier it gets. They have some Maelstroms, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they have an easy time. They don't have a hero like Sven, no Invoker, no real AoE. I think this is just... most likely it's slow and somewhat sad death for VP at this point, unless the Sven somehow manages to die again.
Yeah, I guess at this point it's down to the Sven messing up and FNG getting a big chrono.
Yeah, I mean there's if you're VP, I mean there's reason still to play because of that buyback alone. I would say, if not for that buyback, if they would have just waited, then VP would have just lost the game. But now they have this opportunity. If for some reason AF decide to push before the Sven's buyback is ready, then there is a chance. Never say never.
And let's see how if we're gonna play this now. I mean, I've got a smoke on the way out for Rubik. Bottom lane. They are moving in. They don't have the Sven with them. Sven looking to just pressure in the top as well, making sure that all the mega lanes are pushed in.
I was actually thinking at that 48-minute mark when we saw that Nebra thing for the Doom, I feel like he should have bought a Midas. He could have bought a Midas at 30 minutes in this game, 35, 40, and it still would have paid off.
Got that courier going out to the sea. Oh, is he buying a rapier? Is G buying a rapier? Oh, is it? Yeah, he's just getting MKB, isn't he? Damn.
I don't really know actually. I was thinking he would buy
Does he
a
get?
Satanic.
Does he buy a crit?
Maybe he could buy a Daedalus. Could be fine.
What's he gonna do with this? Let's have a
I
look.
actually don't know. It might be a rapier, for all we know. He's gonna sell his
Surely
mech
would
at
have
least.
picked. Yeah,
No, it's a Daedalus.
Daedalus. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real need to buy this full rapier.
Oh, FNG, that's a lovely chrono onto 3, but again, it's all about the damage. They have the fight wall, the 3-man light strike. Oh, the stolen ball! Chrono to chrono action here. It catches 3 out, and at the end of the day, the chrono for AF was the bigger ones. That's G gone for 100 seconds. Doug moves in. Tornado onto 3, but now they're buyback. He's just had the buyback come back available, and now he's looking to hold. They had Finem, they're still all alive there. But a great chrono steal there from maybe next time, forcing them to buy back on 3 heroes. It's making this game infinitely harder for VP. Oh man.
Yeah, that was actually quite, I think, important for AF that he did steal that chrono, and also FNG there not using time dilation after the chronosphere. I don't know if it was on cooldown or not. But yeah, they could have potentially killed that Sven, and I'm not sure if his buyback is ready yet. It might have been, but I'm not sure.
Oh, he's getting a crit himself.
No, not yet, actually. That Sven would have been potentially dead for a good minute and 2 minutes, around 2 minutes. So could have been a chance for VP, but yeah, nice deal by the Rubik, and VP go down, and I have to buy back their Viper now.
Yeah, the buybacks on cooldown for all 3 of them. The Lina, the Ench, and the Viper. What we're picking up here, Yoku's got his Hex done. Something else that could play a big part in this fight at this point of the game. 59 minutes in, coming up to an hour.
Top lane. They're looking at something, but the OD is already out. Sven looking to buy a crit. He has his AC. Oh.
Well, what's the plan here with his items?
I'm not really sure. He's just messing about. This is what you can do when you have too many items, you know. Rich people problems. Sven style.
I don't want to jump in here, Skylark. If he can find a lasso, and he will, onto Yoku. Now, do they have to wait to keep Yoku alive? He's trying to move in FNG with a chrono, but Yoku taking a lot of damage. Gets the BKB off, and now Matter moves it all the chrono. Holds the Sven in position. Now they'll turn. They'll try and take down the Sven. Sanities comes out. They'll get the kill onto Matter. He's down for 2 minutes. No buyback. They'll fight Doom as well. They have lost the OD, but that's 2 dead. No buybacks. VP, they're holding on here, and it looks like at Finem, they've got to be careful. They can't try and force the end of this game now without these 2 key heroes. And that's a big fight for them, but they are lacking the OD. So it's going to be hard for VP themselves to find anything off the back of that. But at the least, they should have a good chance of just holding on and giving it another shot when the OD's back.
Yeah, that was a nice turnaround. I'm just a bit sad that the Twitch chat, that the people watching there actually can't see Owen's movement when in these fights. He's going ham over here. Some hand gestures and whatnot. Very interesting.
Oh, you got this game's good. We've had a
this
few
is an
games that
interesting
are resident sleeper in this one. Well,
This is nice.
I mean, there's that. What would you say? What's the odds? What's the percentage that VP can pull this one out of the bag?
I'd give them a solid 4.20%.
4 Oh, okay.
Depending on if AF take this Roche, I would maybe I would lower it a bit, maybe 3.22% chance of winning.
Oh, pie cap, please. Come on. You're giving all those 12-year-olds in chat a right nerd boner. That's,
What did I do? Rubik with Aegis.
Oh. Now that's a man trying to complete one of his quests.
Yeah, he's a happy camper.
Yeah. Alright. It got me on and nearly done on Ench.
Yeah?
I was 62 minutes in. This is quite impressive for a 6.86 game.
Mm-hmm.
Not something that we see every day. But we are going to see the next big fight kick off very shortly. Sven is back in. You got to refresh on FNG. I mean, that could be huge. If he gets 2 big chronos off, I feel a lot of this game now is on FNG. It's pretty much the chronos that are allowing VP to win this fight every time.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got to hit them.
It's the fact that Sven is just such an immobile hero at this stage of the game that once he uses, like without this BKB, he just can't do anything. This game is more about the Batrider and the Invoker at this point. Sven is just that guy. He can tank some spells and then he will deal some damage during this God Strength and BKB, but
I mean, that actually, go back to the bot. I think Weapons I think he's showing us that the mana, is it not there for... It is just there, isn't it?
He does not have
boots. He's not got the boots. Okay, so yeah, positioning-wise, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, but I mean, he does have Time Walk and Blink Dagger, so should be A-okay.
Yeah, fights onto FNG. FNG's got to find the chrono. He finds one onto Thug here, but it looks like it was stolen. He's not got the mana here out at the moment. It's just the one out, and Madara trying to move forward, but now he's getting kited. No fear. Alonar's turning around. Oh, he's gone. This could be all but over for VP. They've tried their best. 1, 2, 3 drop. The GG is called. They tried their best here to hold on, and it was impressive 63 minutes in that they were still able to do as much as they could. But it's all over, and add Finem. Wow. They take down the big dogs, VP, losing game 1, and what a performance. I mean, Ad Finem played that really well.
Yeah, in that last fight, FNG unfortunately Chrono G, and then he got EMP'd, so he couldn't use his refresher and use another Chrono. G goes down with that buyback, and I mean, that's pretty much the game. Although I think it was a very, it's a stretch that they're gonna actually take that game, so yeah, impressive run. I mean, still by